The world is full of mysteries, but sometimes we can be so desensitized to them by the X-Files, CSI, and other entertainment that we forget about the many disturbing real-life mysteries that are still unsolved to this day. Welcome to Trending 10, and these are the top 10 unsolved mysteries. Number 10. Garnell Moore was a young boy who spent most of his life living with his aunt, as his father was transient and his mother was in prison. One day, Garnell went missing, so his family members and police went to his aunt for answers. But what they got from his aunt was a series of vague, elusive statements, such as, he's on a field trip, or that she left him at the social services building. Garnell vanished in 2002, and what happened to him is still a mystery. Number 9. The Brabant Killers were a gang in Brabant, Belgium, who were responsible for 28 deaths and at least 40 other non-fatal injuries. The gang conducted a series of robberies during which they violently attacked anyone who came across them. While their identities were never truly discovered, the three most active robbers became known as the Giant, the Killer, and the Old Man. Their last crime was committed in 1985, but in 2015, the statute of limitations on their crimes expired. Number 8. A hunter was walking through Bear Brook Park in New Hampshire on November 10th of 1985 when he stumbled upon a 55-gallon metal drum. Inside were the remains of an adult female and a child female wrapped in plastic, and autopsies later revealed that they had been killed by blunt trauma. On May 9th of 2000, another 55-gallon metal drum was discovered less than 10 feet away from the location of the first drum, with this one containing the remains of two young girls, one of which was revealed to have relation to one of the victims in 1985. It is unknown what killed the second pair of victims or who committed these crimes. Number 7. In 1943, 4 boys were poaching in Hagley Woods in the UK when they came across a human skeleton inside a hollow tree trunk. The corpse's mouth was filled with taffeta, and hidden with her was a gold wedding ring and a shoe. To this day, no arrests have been made. Number 6. The Axeman of New Orleans is a strange case indeed. He was active from May of 1918 to October of 1919 and brutally murdered at least 6 people with an axe for no apparent reason. He once wrote a letter to the police, claiming himself to be a demon and not of the world, as well as a huge jazz fan, and he promised to never attack a house in which a jazz band was performing. The killer himself was never identified, but was thought to be a mentally unstable, out-of-work musician. Number 5. Elisa Lam was a Canadian resident who died in early 2013 in Los Angeles, California. On January 31st of 2013, she was caught on a hotel surveillance camera in LA walking into an elevator looking very nervous, as if someone were following her. She was not seen or heard from after this footage was caught. Her body was found weeks later in the motel's rooftop pool, with an autopsy revealing she died from drowning. However, no one knows how she got there, as all entry points to the pool were locked at the time. Nor do we know who was supposedly chasing her, as no one else is ever seen on the footage of her in the elevator. Number 4. Ken McElroy was a resident of Skidmore, Missouri, and was hated by the community. He had been accused of assault, molestation, pedophilia, and burglary, but had always been able to dodge the law. On July 10th of 1981, McElroy was gunned down by 2 shooters in the middle of the street. Now, despite the fact that there were at least 40 witnesses to the shooting, every single one of them claimed to have not seen a thing. The killers are to this day still unidentified. Number 3. Lily Lindstrom was a 32-year-old woman working as a prostitute in Stockholm. On May 4th of 1932, she was found bludgeoned to death in her apartment, and an investigation determined that she had been killed at least 2 days before her body was discovered, and it had been drained of much of its blood. Also found in her apartment was a gravy ladle, which the murderer had used to drink Lily's blood. The killer was dubbed the Atlas Vampire and was never identified. Number 2. A family of 5 and their 1 maid were murdered in 1922 in Hinterkaifeck, a farmhouse located north of Munich, Germany. A few days before the murder, one of the residents had noticed footprints leading into the farmhouse, but none leading out of it. After the discovery, they began hearing footprints in the attic and finding items around the house that did not belong to them, such as newspapers. Not too long after, the family, along with their maid, was brutally murdered with a pickaxe. Despite the massive investigation that followed, no killer was ever found. And finally, number 1. The Long Island serial killer took his first victim in 1997 and is still being linked to murders to this day, with at least 17 deaths linked to him, most of which being sex workers, but also some being children. He has never been named or identified, but authorities have been able to link every case to this one man, with his most recent victim coming from 2016, although this one is not yet confirmed to be his doing. He's also known as the Giljo Killer, the Seashore Serial Killer, and the Craigslist Ripper, proving that even in today's day and age, there are still some crazy psychopaths out there. But alright guys, that's it for our list of 10 unsolved mysteries. Know of any mysteries of your own? Be sure to let us know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe for more great content. Thanks so much for watching Trending 10, your guide to what's viral right now. And we'll catch you all in the next one.